Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of Tara Talks Ryan Listens. I am Tara, your host, and I am joined by my co-host, Ryan.
So you really just gonna sit here and not act like we haven't been gone for like over a month?
Oh, whoopsies.
People probably want an explanation for that.
Yeah.
All right, so the first week we was gone, I was tired. Second week we was gone, she was tired. Third week we was gone, we were out of town and just didn't get a chance to do it because we was kicking with family. Fourth week, same thing. Fifth week, I was tired. Sixth week, she was tired. And then it was stuff. Now, the reasons we were tired, on the other hand, man, it was so much going on. Let's start with the fact that I started grad school this semester, so we're both in grad school now, and planning a wedding. And if you've ever planned a wedding, you understand how extremely exhausting planning a wedding can be. So
don't get me wrong, we're enjoying every moment and we're excited, but it's exhausting.
We're ready for it to be over with.
Absolutely.
And people look at us crazy when we say that. Like, oh my gosh, how can you say that? You're supposed to. I'm like, yeah. About the marriage.
Yeah, we're excited about the marriage.
We're excited about the marriage and spending the rest of our lives together. Not so much planning a giant party to feed people.
But the party is going to be lit.
It's going to be lit because it's us and then our folks and alcohol and good food.
Yes.
And good music.
So we are back from our winter break hiatus. I hope you enjoyed your holidays and your time with your family and your kickoff into 2020. Isn't that exciting that we're in 2020? How crazy is that?
It's real crazy.
So thank you so much for your patience. Thank you to everyone who understood.
Hit us up asking like, man, when y'all show? I ain't heard y'all show. Where y'all at? I ain't heard no Tara Talk around this. I'm like, you know what? I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to trip.
Yeah. We appreciate that, those of you who missed it, but we also appreciate those of you who were like, take your time. We understand that people need a break sometimes.
Absolutely. And what I will say is I totally understand why some people do podcasts in seasons. They're like, oh yeah, season 2 is coming. I'm like, it's a podcast. Why do you need seasons? For what?
You need a
like,
break.
Are you going into syndication? I mean, you could. I mean, it's not crazy that a podcast might go into syndication one day. Point is, I get it.
Like a TV show, but
I
yes,
get it now.
You do need a break sometimes.
Yeah.
One of my favorite podcasters used to just like straight up disappear randomly, and I would be so upset. But now I understand. So.
And then also with everything that's been going on, like stress is real.
Absolutely.
Like there was times where I was too tired to go see my therapist, and
that is,
and
yes,
I'm all about going to my therapist.
Absolutely.
So yeah,
I was too tired to email my therapist and book an appointment.
That's real. But yeah, so of course everything's good. We're good. You know, somebody might have been like, okay, I hope they okay. No,
yeah,
we're fine.
We're fine.
We just tired, bro.
Absolutely.
But anyway.
So quick little recap. The holidays was cool. We enjoyed our family time. The one thing I will say about the holiday season, it seems so busy. Like once mid-December hits, you got all your work holiday parties, and next thing you know, you're going home for the holidays, and it's a lot. It's a lot. And traveling for the holidays is exhausting, but it's always nice to kick it with fam. We had a really great time with both of our families, so that was great. Then as soon as the new year started, we did a fast with our church, a 21-day fast, and it's called the Daniel fast. If you have been listening to us for a while, you know we did it last year, and we've done it, I think, once.
It was 2017. Wait, we did kind of do it last year too. You're right.
In March, yeah.
The when we did it with the church was 2017. Then we did our own in 2018.
No, the church. Was that just us last year?
Yeah, it was just us last year.
The point is, we've done it a couple other times before. But yeah, so we did the Daniel's fast, which is basically fruits and vegetables, no alcohol, no coffee, no fried food, no sweets, no soda. So, I mean, basically like how you should be eating anyway.
Fried food, sweets, soda, whatever, you can have them. Alcohol and coffee, on the other hand, y'all tripping.
I did miss my wine and my Starbucks, I will admit. But every time I do a fast, that's really what I miss the most is the wine and the Starbucks. I don't really miss junk food. Like I did have a couple of days where I wanted a burger, but it wasn't that bad. And I will say I really enjoyed the fast. This is our third I think, third or fourth time doing it. And this was my favorite. I had a blast with it. I felt amazing. I didn't find that it was super hard. I found really cool recipes. So shout out to everyone who shared great recipes with me. My personal favorite, y'all may have seen it on my Instagram. It was the cauliflower sweet potato tacos. That was amazing. That was my favorite of all the stuff we tried, but we did try some pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, Tara had that smelling so good that, I was juicing because I'm like hardcore a little bit. I took several breaks from my juicing to take bites of her sweet potato black bean tacos.
It was so good. Also, I became addicted slightly to Pieology because they have that cauliflower crust. Oh man, so good. I'm now, regardless of fast or no fast, now I'm a huge fan of cauliflower pizza.
Yeah, look it up.
Cauliflower crust pizza.
Look it up. There's Pieologies all over the country. Not all over, but it's in a lot of different places. So you might have one nearby and they just have never tried it. Go try it. It's really good. If you can't do like gluten, that cauliflower crust comes handy. If you just want a healthier option, they got vegan and everything. They got vegan cheese, 2 or 3 different types of vegan meat, and then a bunch of vegetables to top your pizza with. So yeah, give that a shot.
So, in case anyone's wondering, like the purpose of the fast is to shift your focus from other things to God. So it's really more about like, making sure that you're, instead of, some people fast it from social media or from like TV or stuff like that. So to take something that will be a challenge, to sacrifice something. And so, it definitely is a great reminder of things that we can live without, that we don't necessarily need all the time. And it's always a great reminder. I think it's a great way to start the year off. Just have a good little detox. I call it restoring my body to factory settings, just to be like, okay, let me take a break on all the garbage. And yeah, it's inspired me to think about like ways I can incorporate those types of meals into just my normal menu anyway. So I really enjoyed it. Did you?
But of course.
So quick wedding planning update. Collecting addresses is legit trash. It's so annoying. Like, I hate it. And
I hate listening to you do that.
I have a friend who is also planning a wedding right now, and she tweeted how bad it was. And I was like, okay, so it's not just me. Like, I'm so glad that it's not just me. It's the worst. And the thing is, like, even the people whose address I thought I had, I have to like double check to make sure there's stuff that doesn't get sent back to us. It's just like, it's a mess. Like, I kind of wish that I could be that couple that's just super modern and just texts or emails out wedding invitations. And, that's sustainable and better for the environment. But I'm not keeping it super, super formal, but I do want, people to get actual invitations. And so that requires addresses and stamps. So yeah, that's been annoying. That's been annoying to me. Also, like, I will say, once we got under 100 days, I kind of went into panic mode. Like, it was like, oh crap, like it's here. Like this is going to be here pretty soon. And now we're at like 70 something days out. And so, I mean, it's really cool. It's literally like 2 months and some change. So I'm really excited. I feel like the first several, like 8 or 10 months of planning, it was kind of like all of the, like laying the groundwork for everything, like picking the venue and, kind of picking the dress, like some of the bigger picture things were done. But for the most part, I was kind of chilling, I gotta admit. But now I am in go mode, and I've got my Google Docs all going. I got the MOB and the MOG on everything. MOHs are doing their thing. I mean, we are ready to go. And we're knocking out this to-do list. Shout out to my amazing bridal party. I have the best bridesmaids on this planet. They are all rocking it out in their own way. And I really love each and every one of you ladies. Can't wait to see you in your gorgeous dresses right beside me. So my favorite part of the y'all know my last thing that I said was my favorite part of wedding planning was cake tasting. A new favorite is tasting with the chef for our menu. Man,
yeah, that was absolute fire.
Ooh, I knew it was gonna be cool, but I didn't know it was gonna be that cool. Like, they literally they hooked us up. I mean, we got to taste like 3 different entrees. We got to taste like 3 different appetizers. It was really cool. And the chef, like, he pulled out all the stops. I mean, he's amazing. So I can't wait to taste that food. I know it's going to be fun. Real quick, because I know, I don't want to be before you long, as Kev on stage says, because I'm sure I know we got a lot of questions, a lot of my timeline.
We got questions piled up. There's so many questions. Thank y'all for everybody who was still sending questions too. A lot of the questions were, when's the next episode? So here it is to answer that.
So, but anyway, real quickly, I want to talk about life lessons or like your favorite moments of 2019, babe.
My favorite life lessons or whatever. What'd you say?
Your favorite moments of 2019 or like what you learned from 2019? Yeah, I didn't prep you for that. You want me to go first?
Nah, I can do this real quick. All right, so 2019. A lot of people died in 2019, including one of my favorite rappers, Nipsey Hussle. And it's just like, you could be literally at the top of your game, literally sitting on top of the world, and then all of a sudden you're not alive anymore. So a big part of what I've been trying to work on since then, and especially now that we lost Kobe too, is just live. Do what you got to do. Go out and make it happen. Because whether you are, doing what you got to do or not, it could all end at any point. So you might as well just like make progress, get stuff done, and make these changes about your life and try to impact people the best way you can. And because, at any moment it could be all over with for no reason on top of that. So yeah, that's what I took away from 2019.
What was your best or favorite moment of 2019?
My best or favorite moment is probably going to have to be February 23rd, 2019.
Aww.
It was a moment where even though I knew without any remote doubt or uncertainty whatsoever that you would say yes when I proposed, when I got on my knee, I was like, oh crap, this is real. This is really happening. This is like, I don't, why is my heart beating so fast? I don't know. This is exactly going exactly how I planned it. Nothing's out of order. Nothing's out of place. Everything's right where it's supposed to be. And this is all within like the 3 seconds it took you to turn around that I was thinking all of this stuff. My mind was going a mile and a half a second. And I'm just like, wow, why am I so nervous? Why am I scared? Why am I terrified? I can still get up. She didn't see me
I wouldn't
yet.
Know.
She wouldn't know. I could put this ring back in my pocket. These rings back in my pocket. Yes, there was 2 of them. I can put these rings back in my pocket. And nah, everything was cool, of course. I think your reaction, you were more shocked than I was nervous.
Yeah.
I was on my knee for a while waiting on you to catch your breath and realize that I was not joking and this was the whole thing and it was the actual proposal. And I'm going to post some reaction pictures.
Yeah, you got to.
Because our photographer caught a couple of the reactions and it was so funny.
He did.
But yeah. So yeah, that happened. It was awesome. That was probably my favorite-ist.
Yeah, I would say I've got a tie. My favorite moment, of course, was the same as yours when you proposed. That was just like, it was unreal. Like I literally am about to cry right now just thinking about it. It was just so beautiful and so perfect. A close second was when I said yes to the dress. Like I really am not that girly girl. So I was really shocked that how emotional I got, like the fact that I actually cried, especially because I went dress shopping 4 times. So I went to a cute little boutique here to go with my aunts and my grandmother. And then I went to a cute little boutique in Houston, another boutique in Houston. And then we finally ended just up at David's Bridal, like where I was like, I don't want no David's Bridal dress. I want some cute little boutique, and ended up finding my perfect dress there. Had my mom, my sister, my niece, and my godmother there. And like no shade to the other attendants, but the person that helped me find my dress was Black. So I have like all these powerful Black women there supporting me. It was a beautiful moment. And I really cried because I could imagine myself walking down the aisle. I think at that point, the fact that we were getting married got even more real. And it was just like, I just suddenly became this little girl dreaming of her wedding, which is so not me. But in that moment, that was me. And it was absolutely perfect. So those were my two favorite moments from 2019. My lesson of 2019, again, it goes with the wedding. Patience is a virtue and everything happens in the perfect time. We've talked about before how we've had several people pressuring us to get married for years. And, that was difficult for both of us to deal with. But now, like actually living in the moment of this engagement, it feels like the perfect time. And it just is a reminder that like, no matter what you go through or what you think, like everything really will happen in the right time. And that time may not be exactly what you had in mind. I was just talking to a group of friends the other day about how we all thought we were going to be moms in our like early 20s. And now it's like, man, I barely feel old enough to like be responsible for a whole nother human. So if you had everything happen when you thought you wanted to happen, it wouldn't really be what it's supposed to be. So I just like, that was just a really cool reminder of like, like you just have to live your life and let things fall into place when they're supposed to.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Real quick, what goals you got for 2020?
Just want to add something to the previous thing you said real quick.
Yeah.
Like about how people were pressuring us and all of that. I honestly don't know how I would have handled this if I proposed to you 3 years ago versus last year.
That's fair.
I can't imagine, even though I knew we were going to get married, I knew it, but it just seems so, I don't even know. It's kind of weird. Like thinking about if we had done this 3 or 4 years ago, or even 5 years ago when I was initially talking about it. Cause
you were more gung-ho than I was in the beginning. I was like, hold up.
Yeah, I knew immediately. But, that reality sets in and then just like, you got to make sure you're going about things the right way rather than rushing. Sometimes patience is a virtue. Sometimes the slow and steady wins the race. Sometimes, it's not a sprint. It's not a track meet. It's a marathon. But yeah, so all of that. So definitely want to make sure I explain that because I don't know how I'd be handling this right now.
That's fair.
Also, we didn't have as much financial resources as we did back then either. So
very true. It would have been a $1 menu wedding if we had got married back then. It's not going to be super expensive now, but it definitely would have been. We would have been having a car wash to try to pay for a GoFundMe.
Yeah, bake sale, fish plates.
Something. So real quick, I guess your top 1 or 2 goals for 2020.
All right, so yeah, back to that. Okay, top 1 or 2 goals. 1, get back to doing this podcast regularly because it's been a minute.
Yeah.
2, get better at just saving cash. Because, we got retirement plans through our job or whatever, and those are looking very nice. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I don't have as much liquid. Right. I don't have as much liquid cash on hand as I would like to have. I got enough. I got emergency amounts. But if it was something big or if like I just came across the opportunity of a lifetime to buy something extremely exclusive, but I needed the cash right then, can't say I'd be able to do it,
I would say mine would be to work out more regularly. Like I was doing really good last year, like going to the gym 3, 4, 5 times a week. And I don't know, I just hit a point in the middle of last semester, grad school just kind of kicked my butt and I just stopped going as much. Now I'm like maybe doing good if I go once a week. So 2020, I do want to get back on that, not even really to lose weight, but just for my own like stress relief and mental health. I really enjoy working out, even if it's just like walking on a treadmill for 30 minutes. That's my lazy workout, or sit on the bike. But yeah, y'all know I love my bar. I love spin. I love my hip hop fusion class. So I want to get back into that. My second one is, to manage my stress better, start back going to therapy more regularly. I'm always a big advocate of therapy. I tell everybody I know to go to therapy. My whole goal is to normalize therapy. So I talk about it often. You will hear me say, oh, my therapist said blah, blah, blah in normal conversation, because I want people to be like, oh, wait, you go to therapy? Tell me more about that. Like, man, how much is it? Where do you go? Like, yeah, I'm going to talk about it. So If I'm going to talk about it, I got to be about it. So I haven't been in a while, and I need to get back on that just to manage my own stress, meditate more, get a good night's sleep, all of that. That's my goal in 2020, is to like really focus on my holistic health. So that is my, those are our goals. Quickly, in a nutshell, we are going to sit down as a couple and map out our goals and, make sure that we are.
You love mapping stuff out.
I love mapping stuff out. I'm going to get us on the same one accord, as they will say. Make sure we equally yoke. I just wanted to say a bunch of old Bible words.
Yeah, you did.
A bunch of old church words. All right. So now let's hop into my timeline. And this is a tough one. Unfortunately, the first thing on my list has got to be R.I.P. Kobe. Our condolences to Vanessa and the girls, R.I.P. Gianna, and everyone else that was on that helicopter. That was a really tragic moment. I'm still a little bit in denial and shock, to be quite honest.
This whole time I've been waiting to wake up to a news article that said it was the wrong helicopter. Kobe seen leading the rest of the passengers out of the woods with Gianna on his back, and everybody's a little shaken up and dirty and, a little sore from all the walking they did to get back to wherever. And it was the wrong helicopter. And everybody's fine, but no.
Yeah, it was so weird because when you hear, rumors or stories about celebrities dying, you always assume it's fake news because we have that much fake news going around. And that's a super popular thing, is to like say that a celebrity died to the point where you don't even realize whether or not it's accurate, which is sad. But, I kind of was hoping this one was fake, and to find out that it was real was devastating. And the thing is, y'all know me, I am not a huge basketball fan. I don't do sports. Like, literally, that's my thing. I've never really been big into sports. I was, obviously a big Michael Jordan fan just because my dad was a huge Michael Jordan fan. But Kobe, we grew up with Kobe.
Right. I've been a Lakers fan my whole life because of Kobe.
Like, I mean, I don't even know what to say. I mean, all I could think about was like, he literally started his career when we were like 10?
8.
Yeah, like we were kids. And watched his entire career, and then just saw him retire a few years ago. Like, that is unreal. This was our first, I think, that we really saw his whole career and retire and all of that. And it was just like, I mean, Kobe took Brandy to the prom. Like, I just was thinking about all these crazy cultural moments, and then to think about all of his achievements even since retiring, all that he looked like he was just getting started doing.
Kobe was an episode of The Proud Family, and I was like really waiting for that episode once we started watching it on Disney Plus when we got it recently. And we didn't make it to the Kobe Bryant episode on The Proud Family yet.
Right.
And this happened.
One thing that I really loved, I guess a positive thing that came out of this terrible situation, was seeing Black men grieve. And seeing people, just men in general, express their emotion. And then also seeing girl dad trending. A lot of my male friends who have daughters, posting pictures with their daughters. I love that message. And the thing is, like, one of the quotes that keeps standing out to me is when he was talking about how fans were like, oh, y'all need to have a boy, for your legacy. And he was like, no, Gigi, she got it. Like, and that right there is just so beautiful, because a lot of times you hear guys say that, like, oh, I want a son so I can play sports with him. But, it was a really cool thing for him to have that shared passion with his daughter and all the work that he did for the WNBA. And, I was excited to see that, they recently got increased salaries. That's something they've been fighting for years. And I mean, it's just really devastating to think about. And I don't know. I don't want to tarry here because I mean, it's a super sad subject, and I just know that we've all been grieving. That's another part of what took us so long the last couple weeks to come back, because we just could not, bring ourselves to really talk about it. It's just super sad. It really is.
Yeah, this one was rough. Like I thought I had it bad, and I look around and everybody else is like feeling just as bad as I am. I was like, okay, so it's not just me. It's like, this is the world. There's people in other countries.
Right, because
Like,
I did my study abroad in China. One of my friends from China was posting about it.
it's crazy. It's just like the impact that he had on so many different people. And it's not to say that other people, didn't have an impact or whatever, but you can clearly see what Kobe did for the entire world. Like, the entire world lost a legend. It's not just, LA is not just basketball. It's not just black kids. It's not just, people in the United States. It's all over the world. There was buildings with, special purple and gold lights, commemorating him just because of, all that he's been able to accomplish. And it's just really amazing, like you said, to, kind of see everyone allowing themselves to grieve publicly, which was also, it was also a very nice thing to see too. Yeah, there were times where, I'm literally sitting there, why am I about to cry over somebody I never met? It's just, some people have impact on your lives and you don't even have to meet them. You don't have to know them personally. Like, that was, a childhood hero of mine.
Yeah. I'm like, no, you can't tell me I didn't know him. Like, we grew up with him. Like,
I almost cried when he played his last NBA game too. And it was just like, damn, like my childhood. This is literally my childhood coming to an end. In my 20s, I'm sitting here watching my childhood
exactly.
end.
We're not even that old.
Right. But it's crazy.
That's another thing. Like, you just expect people to live longer. Like, I always expect people to be, not that it's any easier. I'm gonna be tore up when Betty White dies. Like, it's just like any age is not easy, but at least then you can say, well, they lived a good long life. It's just sad to see someone that young, 41, to lose their life and leave behind, a wife and
3 other daughters,
right,
2 of which he didn't get to spend a whole lot of time with.
Right.
One is less than a year old.
Right.
The other was like, what, 3 or 4?
I think so. So, yeah, we're definitely praying for all the families that were affected by this tragedy and praying for all of you who were affected by it. If this was something that was difficult for you as well.
Like a group of girls lost 3 of their teammates.
Right, exactly.
Like 13, 14-year-old girls. Like, just 3 of their teammates just gone. It's crazy. It's like, I really don't want to get too deep into this because I can sit here and talk about this all day and then just be sitting in my feelings for the rest of the week. But, a lot of positive things did come out of this, and that's usually how it happens. It sucked that it had to happen that way, especially with so many people and the children and people losing family members. It's always rough, but focus on the positive things that come out of this. What were you about to say? Because I kind of have a bit of a read.
Oh, I was gonna move on.
Oh, all right. So real quick, people who keep bringing up that case and the allegations from 2003 or whatever year that was, and it's like, yes, we know what happened. We know he was accused, and we know that people aren't perfect. Kobe was guilty of cheating on his wife. So if you're one of those people that's like, why are we celebrating him? Because people are not perfect. But what people can do for other people is 10 times better than the wrong somebody can do. And we live in a society where people are not allowed to make mistakes. You say one thing wrong when you're young, you don't know better, you don't realize the impact, how some of your actions can be on other people. And if the wrong people hear about it, it's over for you. You are just, for the rest of your life, a terrible person, and you don't get to grow and learn from your mistakes. Nobody gives you credit for growing and learning. So I really need people to understand that, yes, people are human. People are going to make mistakes. It's up to that person to learn better and do better in the future. And this is an absolute clear case of a young kid, found himself in the wrong situation and made things right with his family and moved on from it and became one of the absolute best people to ever walk this earth. So, yeah, I said that, and I mean that. So when his wife decided to let it go and move on, it shouldn't have been anybody else's business after he was acquitted. So I'm not saying bury it. I'm not saying hide it. But quit trying to bury him under that, It's ridiculous. People are capable of change. But you got to, let people grow. If you don't give anybody the opportunity to grow, everybody's going to walk around afraid to make mistakes, and nobody's going to be real with anybody. So is that the type of world where you want to live, where people aren't allowed to make mistakes, and then just the one misstep you make just defines the rest of your life? Because think about it. If you were in that position and you made a mistake and you wanted people to forgive you because you grew and learned from it, and we decide not to because, no, you shouldn't have done it. You're a terrible person for the rest of forever and nothing you do matters after that. So if that's the narrative we're going with, why bother to change? Is this a world where you want to live where you don't want people to even change because of one mistake they made? You want to make them stay a terrible person forever? Think about that. Because one day it could be you making a mistake and you're going to want forgiveness too. You're going to want to move past it. You're going to want to do better. But sometimes somebody's not going to let you. So don't just, some things aren't even your business. Some things aren't even your place. So remember that, because you're not perfect either. And I'm done.
Okay. So if you need a pick-me-up after, dealing with mourning the loss of Kobe or the craziness that's going on in politics.
Or the coronavirus.
Check out LeBron James' little girl. She has a YouTube channel and it is just adorable.
It is. It really is.
So her name is Zuri, and I just don't understand how she can be that cute.
It's not fair. It's not fair.
Like, I saw her little promo before the holidays where she was like, that was weird. I don't know what just happened.
Why you didn't just go to the YouTube page?
Here,
let me go to the YouTube page.
Anyway, the point is, we saw the promo before, and
Famous Wi-Fi week up here.
It was just adorable. She's like, "Hey y'all, welcome to my YouTube channel." And then we watched the episode where she's like making these, like, what do you call them? Like the little
some type of granola bar type thing.
Yeah.
All Things Zuri.
Yeah, so it's called All Things Zuri. ZHURI. And the first episode, I think they're making like little protein balls or something, and it's so adorable. And she has like her dad helping her. It's just adorable. So check that out if you just need something positive or good in your life, and like just can't go wrong. Peanut butter power balls is what they were making.
Peanut butter power balls, yeah. And real quick, let me just address something else, because I'm gonna say two more things. One, who was that just posted that? Tyrann Mathieu. Shout out to the Kansas City Chiefs for winning the Super Bowl. Yeah. Tyrann Mathieu posted something. I don't remember where I put the tweet or the screenshot or whatever, but he ultimately said, "Man, I ain't listening to y'all no more." For years, everybody been sitting here arguing about Jordan versus Kobe versus LeBron. And at the end of the day, they're all family. They all laughing it up, kicking it together. LeBron was like, "Man, that was my brother." And we all out here fighting each other about who's better versus who's better in this era and who can outplay this person, man. Just, it's time to kill all of that, because we sitting here literally not speaking to people, being Team LeBron or Team Curry or Team Kobe or Team Jordan or Team Duncan or Team whoever the hell. And we out here being bitter about nothing, when they all are literally places kicking it with each other. They all got each other's backs. They're all family, and we out here being mad at people for no reason. So one, it's time to let that go. With that said, I'm also gonna say, anybody who knows me knows that after Kobe retired, I took a huge liking to Steph Curry and was kind of, I'll admit it, bandwagoning with the Warriors while LeBron was in Cleveland. And anybody who knows me knows I hated Cleveland LeBron. Second time Cleveland LeBron. First time Cleveland LeBron was cool. Miami Heat LeBron was cool. Didn't really care, a whole lot about Miami. I was still a Lakers fan at that point. But once he went back to Cleveland and he was just playing like you're supposed to be the world's greatest athlete, but then if an eyelash fall on you, fall over and look at the ref for a foul, that was just annoying to me. Couldn't stand when he does that. Now that he's a Laker, and like I said, I've been a Lakers fan my whole life because of Kobe. He's a Laker now. I'm just like, I'm gonna look the other way on most of these things now. So point is, appreciate the greatness and stop trying to compare everybody. Same thing with rappers, same thing with actors, same thing with athletes, and just appreciate it. Appreciate everybody's greatness. There's room for everybody to shine. I keep telling people that all the time. So yeah, stop focusing on the negativity and just appreciate everything while you can.
So Prince Harry and Meghan are headed to
left.
Canada.
They dipped.
I did not see that coming, but I'm also not surprised.
I didn't know you could do that.
Right,
but in the back of my mind,
I didn't know that was an option.
In the back of my mind, of course
it is.
I'm not remotely surprised because I was like, once I started hearing about them, I'm like, oh, that sounds like something he would do.
Absolutely, it does. And honestly, after the way they treated his mom, I mean, who's surprised? And then if you look at the comparisons between Kate and Meghan, the racism is showing. Like, it's just unreal. Like, I'll share one of those posts, at least one of them, on our Facebook page, because you need to click through it and actually read the comparisons. I mean, they literally go as far as, comparing the way they handle their pregnancies. I mean, it was just like completely absurd the way they word the articles. Is like the women are doing the exact same thing, but they treat Kate like, oh, that's so sweet, and then Meghan's like, why is she doing that? So yeah, good for them. And yeah, they lose their titles, but they'll be fine. They will be quite all right. So shout out to them. Can't wait to see how this plays out on The Crown. What is that, season 23 or something? It
was kind of cool seeing Harry networking for Meghan.
Yes.
I'm like, man, you better ride for your queen.
Yes, I love it.
I heard like, yeah, she does voiceover work. She does it. I'm like, yeah. Man, it's just like, I love seeing that. I love seeing people, go to bat for their significant others. It's something that we do a lot. Like, we got each other's backs. I love them seeing that in person.
Yeah.
On other people rather. That was dope.
So the Super Bowl happened. That was the thing. Y'all know, again, I don't do sports, so I didn't watch it. But I
don't really do the NFL.
I did watch the Super Bowl halftime performance because thank you, Tidal, for putting that immediately on Tidal. And so I was able to check that out, and JLo and Shakira, they killed it. I mean, I was not surprised. I knew they were going to kill it. I've always been a huge JLo fan. I'm not going to say I was a Shakira fan, but I respect her and have liked her music. But yeah, I saw some Instagram posts of like their practice sessions, and so yeah, I knew it was going to be amazing. And matter of fact, I'm probably going to rewatch that at least a couple more times. But I want to talk about the fact that people lost their minds about their outfits being too revealing, which is just ridiculous when you think about it, because the cheerleaders have revealing outfits. Like, a lot of people that were complaining, these like super wholesome moms, okay, Karen, your daughter is wearing less in their little gymnastics outfit or their dance recital outfit. So I don't think it's that serious. And the whole pole dancing thing, honestly, pole dancing is not even sexual unless you make it sexual. Pole dancing is very athletic. It is now considered to be a sport. It's something that you do for physical fitness. Also, think about like Cirque du Soleil. It basically is...
You're basically a trapeze artist.
Exactly. And so, what JLo did was... Now, granted, her being in the movie Hustlers probably didn't help, but she wasn't doing that. She was doing something more similar to what Pink does in a lot of her concerts, where she's doing all of the, acrobatics and whatnot. So I just, did not think it was that serious. Them shaking their butts was amazing, sexy and empowering, and just two strong women that were living their best lives.
At this point, the more you fight stuff like that, the more power you give it. So just say fewer words.
I loved that they celebrated Latinx culture. I love that, having them be the performers when it's in Miami. That was a beautiful way to appreciate and acknowledge the culture of the area. And I love that they had a political message. They had the, was it the Puerto Rican flag? I can't remember.
Yes.
I think it was. And
somebody thought it was Cuba.
It definitely wasn't Cuba. I mean, because Shakira is Colombian? And I think Shakira is Colombian. I know JLo's Puerto Rican. The only reason I know JLo's Puerto Rican is because when she played Selena, people were mad that she wasn't Mexican. But anyway, the point is, they also had a very powerful political message when they had the kids in the cages and they were singing "Let's Get Loud," meaning speak up, stay woke, let's talk about it. And so, it was amazing. One of my friends said that Shakira outperformed JLo. And I can't say I agree, but I can't say I disagree, because Shakira was on the drums, she was playing the guitar, she was dancing her tail off, she sang, like, she was all over the place, to the point where I really thought that was a different person. And I was like, wait, is that her playing the drums? Oh, that is her. JLo is just, to me, I'm always going to be a huge JLo fan. Since On the Six, like since Selena, I've been a huge, honestly, since In Living Color, like I've been a huge JLo fan. So it's going to be hard for me to say that somebody like outperformed her. I just think they were two strong Latina women that were doing the thing. And I'm super, super proud of them. And I loved the whole performance.
It's also hilarious that people still don't realize that Puerto Rico is part of the United States.
Yeah, people don't want to talk about that.
It is a United States territory.
They don't want to talk about that.
That's too bad. It's a fact. If they paid attention in class, they would know that. But whatever.
Well, first of all, class is not even an accurate source of information,
it's
because
really
we have to spend our adult lives unlearning the things we learned in K through 12. So let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Real quick, y'all know we love The Masked Singer.
All right, I'm super mad. Go ahead. I'm gonna let you say what you gotta say.
I don't want to give spoilers.
Here's the deal.
And we're not going to talk about this season. I'm going to talk about last season.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay. So, yes, we are super mad about the first episode that aired right after the Super Bowl.
And the second one that aired this, what was that?
Yes. Like, literally, the worst singer on, what is it, season 3? The worst singer will not leave, and I don't get it. And they're like,
two people who sang better than the worst person who's not even remotely singing.
Yeah.
Is two people have gone home before him.
Yeah,
and I don't get it.
That's not what I was going to talk about. The last season, I'm going to say spoiler alert, but it's not really a spoiler alert because it's all over social media. So if you don't know by now, then you weren't planning on watching it. But yeah, Michelle Williams was on The Masked Singer. She's amazing. And one thing I loved about her being on the show is, she was able to showcase her true voice and what an amazing artist she is. And it's crazy because people always like to compare her to Kelly and Beyonce, of course, and say that she can't sing. She's not that good of a singer, but she killed it on The Masked Singer, y'all. And so I guess like somebody was saying something about her not being everyone's favorite, and she said she's okay with not being everyone's favorite because she still gets paid, and that is real. And she has Beyonce's real number. I do not. So she's winning right there. She has seen Blue, the kids, the twins. She, can text Mama Tina. She can text Calandria. She is
and we can't.
Yeah, so she winning. So get it, girl. Super proud of her. Super impressed with what a great job that she did.
She got plaques and we don't. So
yeah, if you're not watching The Masked Singer, it's top notch. I love it. But I love contest shows and reality shows and singing contest shows and stuff like that. So throwing them in a costume just made it more fun for me. Who is that? Who is that? So now we're going to hop into our listener letters. We are going to skip obscure news this week just because we've been gone so long. We had a lot to talk about as is, and we got a lot of questions because Valentine's Day is coming up and y'all had a lot of Valentine's Day questions for us. So we want to knock those out before V-Day approaches. So remember that you can always email us at askttrl@gmail.com. That's askttrl@gmail.com. If you have a question for us, it could be relationship advice, it could be work drama, it could be family drama, it could just be something random you want to know about us. So just shoot us a quick email, text, or DM, and we would be happy to answer your question.
Right. They're good, and we're going to try to give you decent advice. Not like our homie, who's not our homie in real life, but the homie Kev on stage. He's going to give you the best, worst advice.
That's so funny.
So check him out if you haven't heard his listener letter. He got a whole separate show for his, so check that out. It's hilarious.
I'm trying to think of which one I want to do first.
Well, hurry up and think of which one you want to do first. See, here's the thing. We don't do a whole lot of prep for these shows, so sometimes we're going to sit there and think about which one we want to do first.
Give me a fake name.
A fake name. Daquaviandre.
Okay. I feel like you've done that one before.
Okay. Daquaviantel.
Okay. Daquaviantel wants to know, how long is long enough to be with someone to celebrate Valentine's Day?
Define celebrate, define be with, and define someone. No, I'm kidding. So define celebrate and define be with. You can celebrate Valentine's Day with somebody you met on February the 12th. If you like them enough, just be like, hey, happy Valentine's Day. You want to grab lunch? That simple. A lot of people are going to be sitting here like, man, you just met that girl. You need to buy her nothing for Valentine's Day. And the people that said that are like hella single. So do what you want to do. Don't let society tell you how to live your life. Now, sure, you don't want to come across as like weird or, too persistent or whatever the case is in a new situation. But, I feel like you can gauge that person's reaction or level of excitement about Valentine's Day, because there are days leading up to it in which you can prepare. So, you don't have to go all out and send like 1,000,000 roses to the person's workplace or buy like the biggest box of chocolates that Walmart or whoever got and a 30-foot teddy bear. You can skip all of that stuff and just be like, hey, I thought about you. I want to give you something. It's that simple.
I agree. You got me a Valentine's Day gift when we had only been talking for a couple of months, and I didn't get you anything because I just didn't want it to be like, oh, it's too soon. And I kind of went the whole day being like, it's okay if he doesn't give me anything, I'm all right. And then at the very end of the day, got home and it was in my mailbox. And so it was super sweet. It was a small, simple gift. It wasn't anything over the top or elaborate. It wasn't like, oh crap, what is he? This is too much. It's too serious, too soon. But it was just like, hey, I thought about you. And so it was the perfect gift. So I think you want to really match the level of gift with the amount of time. And so, that being said, you also, gift giving is something that is really effective when you know the person really well. So if you don't know them that well because you haven't been together that long, maybe just listen in conversation and pick up on something small or simple that they really like or would really love. And it doesn't have to be super expensive. It just needs to be thoughtful. And so, you can just be like, oh, hey, this reminded me of you. Or, oh, hey, I remember you mentioned that you liked X, so I got it.
Yeah, so, and people have different styles of gift giving. Tara's really good at creating things, especially for me, that are very specific to me and my likes and desires and whatnot. And I'm more of a person who's going to get you something that I know you need, something I know you mentioned you want, or something like that. But it works for us.
All right, so our next question is from Victor, and Victor wants to know, what do you do if your partner doesn't celebrate Valentine's Day?
Don't celebrate Valentine's Day with them. Like, define celebrate again, because you don't have to do any of that extravagant stuff I just mentioned, like the 30-foot teddy bears and all of that. You don't have to celebrate Valentine's Day because it's like, oh, it's just a greeting card holiday or whatever your reasons are for not celebrating Valentine's Day. It's perfectly fine. You're not required to. It's not even like you get a day off from work. So just, It doesn't matter. Does it matter?
Here's my thing. I would say be careful and make sure they truly mean that, because sometimes people say that, but they still want a little something. Like,
yeah, this is also true.
I don't expect some like super 12-point plan of something elaborate and drawn out. Like, that's not really us. Like, I want something. I want you to do something. Whether it's like a cute little note. Like, one year you just left some chocolates in my car, an adorable note. Like there's cutesy little ways to be creative. Like, one year left.
I forgot I left stuff in your car. That was dope.
Yeah, it was kind of creepy, but also sweet. One
but
time
I live with you. I got access to your car.
I know, but I still don't think about it. But yeah, like one year I got up and made you breakfast. Like,
yeah, you did.
There's like ways to do stuff. I think one year I got you donuts, and I was like, "Donut ever leave?" or something like that. It was something I like.
I feel
cliche.
like that was my birthday.
Okay, I blur them, but anyway.
Either way, point is
like, I like super just something that's like just adorable. So there, you don't have to go all out, but I will tell you, like, if someone says, I don't celebrate Valentine's Day, you better make sure they mean it, because otherwise they're gonna be looking at you like, really, you couldn't give me nothing. So that's kind of me. Like, I don't want something like super elaborate. My only request every year is that we go out to eat, and we go to our favorite sushi restaurant, or we go to the same restaurant where we had our first date, which we are so lame. Like, our first date was at Outback Steakhouse, which is not like a Ruth's Chris or anything, but it's just sweet just to remember like the first moment where we were like, aw. And so
also, it's a million places to eat in Houston, which is where our first date was. And we ended up at Outback.
Yeah, and the reason why we didn't Epic was like a long story too. But anyway, the point is, like, we have like sentimental things that we do. I do know some friends who literally don't celebrate at all. They don't do anything. And if that works for their relationship, they're both okay with it, then that is perfectly fine. But I want to make sure that you, like, the person you're saying your partner doesn't celebrate, make sure they're serious and that they really don't celebrate. And then that's fine. I don't like when people say like, I celebrate you every day. And that's just not the thing. Like, obviously you do, but what's wrong with taking one day and like going a little bit extra with it? To me, that's kind of like any holiday, like Christmas. You don't tell Jesus, I love you every day. Like, so yeah, you got Christmas, you got Easter, you got, whatever. Same thing with Mother's Day. I mean, every holiday is just really taking one day aside to show a little extra love on that person.
You're not required to purchase greeting cards from the greeting card industry. You can make one.
Write a little note, write a letter, send a super long romantic email. There's ways that you can do things. So I want to, there's so many good ones. I don't even know where to start. I might save some of these for next week. Cause I don't know if we're running out of time, but,
yeah.
How many more you want to do?
One more.
Okay. How do you feel? This is from,
You need another name?
Moesha.
Okay.
How do you feel about Valentine's Day proposals?
Could you say Moesha?
Oh, okay.
Valentine's Day proposals. I mean, if you don't celebrate Valentine's Day, then it's probably a bad idea. Or by that same logic, it's a good idea. Because then it's like, it's not Valentine's Day, it's our anniversary, So, again, I don't really see a huge problem with it. Again, it's, varies from person to person, like most things in life. I think that, it can be a little cliche, but at the same time, some of the best things in life are cliche. Like that statement I just made. So, again, I say it depends on the person. As long as the proposal is executed well and intended with well intentions, I guess, I say go for it. Now, if you're a lady and you don't want to be proposed to on Valentine's Day for whatever reason, I don't know if saying no in that moment and waiting until and hoping he'll do it again on the 15th or the 16th, I don't know if that's the best idea. So these are things that I think you should discuss with your partner. If you feel like proposals could be on the table sometime soon, give a subtle hint about how
would you feel about?
Right, or just say, what sucks? I would hate to be proposed to on Valentine's Day. And I'm sure the other person will remember that, and they won't propose to you on Valentine's Day because you put it out there for them to know. So you can't really get upset if you don't make it known ahead of time. So I guess that's how I feel.
I am not a fan of Valentine's Day proposals or Christmas proposals or New Year's Eve proposals. Hit me up on St. Patrick's Day. Come find me on Kwanzaa. Where are you at on Boxing Day? Labor Day, Memorial Day.
So it's not holidays you have a problem with. It's the big three holidays.
Yes,
I guess.
The holidays that seem romantic or that are the bigger ones and that are like stereotypical. I'm kind of joking. I wouldn't want a holiday proposal at all. I liked our proposal because it was a personal holiday just for us. It was our anniversary.
Personal holiday.
It was our anniversary.
Is that okay?
So it wasn't really about like the world or the nation. And I'm gonna tell you right now, like, no, I don't like those types of proposals, but had you proposed to me on Valentine's Day, I would have said yes. Now I may have commented to my immediate, like, absolute closest inner circle, like, I can't believe you proposed on Valentine's Day, but girl, we about to get married, I don't care. Like, I really would have been like, whatever. So no, I wouldn't have said no and been like, come see me tomorrow. But I just think, like, a different day would be cool. But some people love that. Like, I mean, obviously it's super popular for a reason. Like, a lot of people get married. I mean, really between, I think it's like November and February is like the most, that's like when the most proposals happen. So obviously over the holidays, which makes sense because it's when you're home with your families typically. So sometimes people include that. I mean, I get it. It's a romantical time of year. But yeah, I personally am glad that you waited, a week and a half, however long it was. So, but yeah, so if this is a guy asking the question, talk to her about it. If it's a female asking the question, then you make your wishes known, and that's assuming that this is a heterosexual couple. Obviously that's not necessarily always the case, but whatever it is, make sure that you talk about it ahead of time. I think people are scared to talk about weddings and proposals and things like that ahead of time. We talked about it a lot, like for like the entire time. So I just think you should be able to express yourself, not make necessarily demands. I never said like, you better propose to me in this way, but I kind of made hints like, oh yeah, I would like this, or oh, I don't really care, whatever you think. So like Ryan said, definitely just make sure you communicate that. So that is all we have for questions this week. We'll get back to more Valentine's Day questions next week. And be sure to send us your questions at askttRL@gmail.com. And we're going to wrap it up like we always do with our love life advice for the week. And my love life advice, or just a quick tip in general, is set your goals or your intentions, your resolutions, whatever you want to call it, for the new year together. And so, first of all, some people don't even do it just for themselves. And so if you are single or in a relationship, you need to just sit down and make your goals for the year. And it's not about having a air quotes resolution, but it's really about being intentional and using this new year as an opportunity to, not necessarily new year, new me, new year, same me, but maybe an improved 2.0 version, with some updates and bug fixes or whatever you want to say. Like, it's okay to always be working on yourself and improving. But also, if you are in a relationship, you need to realize that relationships take work, and that it's not just a matter of going through life together, but really planning out your goals and your wishes and your dreams. And that could be, we want to save a certain amount of money, or it could be we want to go on a vacation. It could be we want to have date nights more often, or, whatever the case may be. Just make sure that you are connecting with your partner on a regular basis.
I would agree. I'm gonna keep my part simple to that. Set a goal. Make it so where you have to see your goal written down every single day, and put the work in to get yourself to that goal. Obviously, it doesn't have to happen overnight. Again, it's a marathon. You will go through all types of emotions trying to get there. But, put the work in regardless. Take the time to breathe and relax a little bit, because you will need time to breathe and relax. But once that breathe and relax time is over, we get back to work.
Absolutely.
Because it's for you. It's for yourself. So keep yourself in mind. You are your best friend. Take care of yourself. Do what you got to do for yourself and your future. That's all I got.
All right. Well, that wraps up another episode of TTRL Terra Talks Ryan Listens. Thank you for listening. We love you, and we hope that you have a fantastic week. Make sure that you are following us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at This Is TTRL.
Follow me, THERY_C. As in, man, hold up, it's the right C. I ain't said that in a while.
Mm-hmm. And you can follow me at I Am T Car. Have a great week.
Peace.